Hello everyone, my name is Miss Dee Dee. I wanted to come and show you how we create our cracked paint tumbler. And this is a very simple project. I will go over the ingredients, the products that we will need. I use a flat Rust-Oleum white to base my cup, which taking it from the silver to the white look. So I used the Rust-Oleum flat white primer. And from there, you're going to need a base color. I chose Marigold by Rust-Oleum. I really like this because this is going to be the color that is going to peek through, almost like how I have the orange on the bottom. This is going to be the color that's going to be like the breakthrough color. And you will also need a base coat. I'm using an off-white color, kind of like an off-white color. And then you're going to need the crackle medium, which is actually going to make the cracked look. So you're also going to need two paint brushes, one for your crackle medium and then one for your paint. So let's get started. What you're going to have to do first is make sure you clean your tumbler off before you spray it. Again, I'm just going to go back over these steps again. Make sure you, I use 91% alcohol. Some people scratch up the tumbler. I mean, it's whatever preference you have, whichever works for you. I like to just clean mine with the 91 proof alcohol, and that works fine for me. So after that, I go and spray it with my base, which is the primer that I showed. And I make sure that I cover it really well. And from there, I make sure that it dries completely before I go to the next step, which is adding the paint itself. This is going, again, that color that it's going to be underneath that's going to peek through. So I normally wait probably about 30 minutes to make sure that from the white to the gold, to make sure that it's completely dry. So now what we're going to do is, I'm using a sponge brush for this process, which is okay. I mean, it's not gonna, I don't think it's gonna hurt it to do so. So what I'm gonna do, what I did was use these little clear containers here to pour some of the crackle medium in, so that I'm not just pouring it all over the cup, tumbler. It kind of gives me a little bit more control versus having it spread all over the tumbler. So I'm gonna put, just dip it in, and then I'm just going to rub it down and just paint it on as if I was just painting. And I really like this look because it's not going to be the same. It's not going to look the same. It's going to be different. And I think that's what I like about creating things. Some things are just going to be personalized, and people are not going to have the exact same thing that you have. I really like that. So we're going to make sure that we cover the entire cup. And keep in mind, this is what's going to create. And sometimes if you want to wear a glove, sometimes I mean, if I'm working with epoxy or something like that, I would definitely put on my glove. But I tend to move in a lot of different directions. So, just make sure that the cup is covered. That's the main thing. And because keep in mind, this is where you're going to go back and add that top layer to it. And if it's not covered, it's not going to crack. It's just going to be a streak of paint if you're not careful. So and I'm hoping that you can see this. And I'll try to bring it a little closer so you can see the wetness of it, to see how I just painted down the tumbler, the cup, whatever you want to call it. We all have different names for certain things. All the same. Okay, so once this is completed, which is not, I mean, it doesn't take a long time at all. You have to let this completely dry before you add your, the top coat. So I'm going to let this dry, and normally I have it on something, so I need to do better with that. I'll get something to put it on. But normally I let this dry for about 30 minutes, 30 to 45 minutes. Make sure that it's completely dry or it's not going to give you the look that you're looking for. So I'm going to let this dry and then I'll be back.